Well, gentlemen, after months of exhaustive planning, Exercise Golden Spur is now a reality. The 20,000 Marines who are hitting the beach know that this is serious business. It's no secret that these men are being whipped into shape for the deadly business ahead. You know to what I refer. The next 5 days will end the intensified training through which we've been putting our troops so as to be constantly assured of top-flight readiness posture. Now, Admiral Fowler is in charge of the amphibious task force and is directing the assault phase. Captain Lusk here is his chief of staff. Jim, what's the final count of ships sitting offshore?
Well, including carriers, submarines, and support vessels, there will be 80 ships participating, making it one of the largest major fleet exercises ever conducted.
It'll prove the mobility and the strike capability of the unbeatable Navy and Marine Corps team. Now, along with the reports coming in from the battalions, I expect a constant flow of information coming in from the referees and umpires. Colonel Martin, whom is intelligence sending out to give the progress report?
That's Major Donahue, sir.
Yes, sir. I am to be helo-lifted to an LSD and come in with troops on one of the Amtrak, sir.
And which units will you be working?
Well, none, sir. I am to be independent so as to give adequate coverage to all facets of the operation.
Good. Colonel Erickson, see that the Major has jeep and helicopter transportation at all times so that he's mobile.
Aye, aye, sir.
Now, if you'll excuse me, gentlemen, I have a press conference in 5 minutes.
Hey, this is Tiny Tim. No more opposition on Blue Beach. We're moving in. Tiny Tim out. This is Tiny Tim. Do you read? Over. Yeah, Roger, Sharkbait. We're 500 yards in, needing medium to heavy artillery. Roger, I'm joining the tanks, moving inland. Tiny Tim out. Let's go. Head for the tank roadblock. Skyhawks are coming in to knock it out. Go. Airstrike, Zone C. One aggressor tank destroyed, 10 KIA.
What happened to the infantry attack last night?
Well, sir, Major Donahue just reported that the referee approved a slight diversion. However, the battalion is back on schedule now.
Fine. Tomorrow the tanks will pull a surprise attack on Hill 211. Contact Donahue and tell him the time has been changed to 1300. And I want him to be there when the attack starts.
Yes, sir.
Well, what's the situation up here, Lieutenant?
Not too good, Major. That dust over there belongs to the aggressor tanks headed this way. If we can't hold this position, we'll have to move to Hill 301.
Right. Sharkbait, this is Tiny Tim. FH-34 assigned to intelligence. Pick us up northwest of Hill 229. Acknowledge and confirm, over. Raj, Tiny Tim out. Okay, let's go. Break in the intelligence section of the Division CP. That's 338.8. Their call sign is Sharkbait.
Raj, the aggressors have 3 companies pinned down in Sector A. Mark that, please.
Sharkbait, this is Tiny Tim. Do you read, over?
Roger, Tiny Tim. Are you on our chopper yet?
Roger. 800 feet over White Beach. He's looking good. I've got all the info I need. Is there anything else you want covered, over?
Yes, the General has the exercise scheduled to end at exactly 1400. Now, I'd like you to make a quick survey of the tank withdrawal and the loading up of the troops in the H-34s. Roger, I'll see you at the 1630 briefing back of the CP.
Roger, Sharkbait. Tiny Tim out.
a pretty good debriefing, Major Donahue.
Well, thank you, sir.
I'm sure you can see now why the exercise must follow the schedule.
Yes, sir. I happen to think we have the sharpest intelligence outfit in the Corps, sir.
Maybe a little too sharp. But you would have learned all this tomorrow after the final rundown of the exercise Golden Spur. I'll let Colonel Erickson break it to you. If you'll excuse me, I have a briefing aboard the flagship.
Yes, sir. So what's up, Bill?
Oh, it's something I thought I'd better inform you about because of your brother.
In Vietnam?
You know, huh?
Well, I just put a few facts together and figured that some of the staff people might be in on it.
Well, has your crystal ball told you we leave in exactly 48 hours?
48 hours?
Well, however, since you already put in 13 months over there, why, this assignment is strictly voluntary.
Yes, sir.
So I took the liberty of having your orders cut this morning.
Well, thank you, Bill. I appreciate you pushing this through for me.
That's all right. Glad I could do it. Oh, look, Greg, well, how about taking a little advice, huh? Why don't you buy that pretty fiancée of yours something real nice before you break news to her, huh?
You know, I think you got a point there.
I've waited 2 whole weeks for that.
So have I. But guess what?
What?
Well, we still have all evening.
Well, I hope I still get nice surprises like this after we're married.
It's a promise.
You're a terrible liar, but I love you anyway. I think we'd better take that walk on the beach.
You do?
Besides, it's such a beautiful day.
Okay.
Now I know why you keep that old scarf of mine around.
Oh, sure. When I first stole this, you were wearing dark red lipstick. Then you went to a lighter shade. Then you went back to the dark. Then you went to pink. It's our whole history. It brings me lots of luck.
You are a nut.
You are. Come on, we'll take that walk on the beach.
Something's bothering you, isn't it?
No. No, not exactly.
I know you better than that.
Yeah, I guess you do.
You're shipping out.
I got the orders today.
Can you tell me where?
Yeah, it's Vietnam.
But you've already been there. Well, why would you want to volunteer to go back there? I don't understand.
Honey. Intelligence just got a report. Gary is alive.
Is he all right?
Well, according to the report, he was.
Well, do they know where your brother is?
Well, not for sure, but my old Padre buddy, he...
Father Berger?
Yeah.
Does he know?
Well, he wrote and said that the VC were holding Gary near Canton.
Well, that's the place you served as an advisor last year.
Yeah, exactly. It's right on the edge of a large cadre of hardcore North Vietnamese infiltrators. They could move Gary north at a moment's notice.
Well, Gary's a civilian doctor. They wouldn't harm him. Well, unless he refused to treat their wounded or something. He wouldn't do that, would he?
No, not Gary. Golly, he'd treat a rattlesnake if it needed help. The commies are pretty doggone good at torturing civilians. If Gary is alive, it's only because he is a doctor and they need him.
Well, isn't somebody doing something to get him out of there?
Sure. See, every troop movement is watched, every patrol. The VC know we're coming, and by the time our men get there, all they find is a deserted village and no Gary. But one or two men who know the area, they could pull it off.
Meaning you?
Yeah, meaning me.
Well, I know you haven't thought of anything else for months now. And I want all of you. I guess the only way I will get all of you is when this is finally over.
Honey, please, he's my kid brother. He'd do the same for me.
Well, if he did anything like you, I guess he would.
Now, here's the latest situation, General. Helicopter operations report they have 18 H-34s doing shuttle services out to the carriers. And 3 battalions are already on their way to the staging areas. Well, thank you very much, sir. And good luck to you, too, General.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battles in the air, on land, and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marines.
Voici une lettre qui est arrivée ce matin.
Well, thank you, Lynn.
But, Father Jack, I want to thank you for all the information you've already written about my brother. I've been trying hard to get over there, and once again see some of the people I've grown to admire. I remember you telling me about how you were an Army chaplain in Korea and decided that when it was over, you'd be wanting to remain in Asia. With the Marines now over there in force, I could use some of your well-meaning prayers to help us get together soon. It sounds as if Greg Donahue was maneuvering his way over here.
Okay, take off those Mae Wests. You won't need them on the beach. Pass them up here.
The Vietcong. Why don't they show themselves?
Well, don't worry, son. We can hardly miss our arrival.
Oh, we set up a radio behind the beach there, sir.
No, Fernandez, we're going to keep right on moving in. Come on, let's go. Sergeant Gabreski? There's a little excitement going on up here. What's up?
Some of the Vietnamese soldiers found a suspicious-looking native lurking around the village. They've got him over there giving him the water treatment. So far, he's found these for us.
Grenade stake booby traps, huh?
Right, sir. They figure he's planted a lot more of these around our perimeter.
Well, it looks like they'll handle it in their own inimitable fashion.
You guys are efficient.
Okay, that's good enough. Well, Major Donahue.
Yes, sir.
Greg, because of communist infiltration, why, everybody's on edge around here. So to maintain the initiative, well, we're going to send 3 small patrols around the outer perimeter tonight. Do you think you'd like to go along on one of them?
Yes, sir, I'd like to.
Fine. Now, I'll call Captain Helsauer and tell him.
Fine, thank you.
Greg, I submitted that operational plan of yours for the search for your brother, and there's a pretty good chance we might buy it.
Good, I hope so, sir.
Fine, but intelligence in Saigon says they've already tried 3 rescue attempts for other aid mission people, and all 3 failed because you used too many troops.
Exactly why I want to go it alone, sir. I already had my on-the-job training, so to speak.
Have you ever contacted that priest you told me about?
Yes, sir, I have. Matter of fact, he's in a small hamlet not too far from where I think the VC have Gary.
Well, good. Well, good luck on the recon tonight, then, Major.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sergeant, come here.
We've got a man hit here.
He's unconscious.
Poisoned.
What kind of a war is this? Bow and arrow.
It still kills.
Hold your fire! Weber, call the company. Tell them we've engaged some VC. We've got a badly wounded man and we're coming back through checkpoint Lima. Have a corpsman standing by to meet us.
No hurry, Sergeant. The kid's dead.
Well, I guess you're all aware that one of our men was killed on patrol last night. Now, unfortunately, this happened only 300 yards from the outer perimeter, but well within the zone that was supposed to have been secured. So once again, the fact is rammed home that we cannot count only on nationals for area security. Captain Helsauer, I want a complete report on exactly how many men it will take to secure this base using only Marine personnel.
Aye, aye, sir.
Fine, get it to me by 1600.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. That'll be all. Now, Major Donahue, would you step up here a moment? Well, after losing a Marine last night, I don't know if this is much good news, but the commanding general has approved your request to search for Dr. Gary Donahue.
Oh, boy, it's good news to me, Bill.
Well, apparently they feel that your brother, after having treated communist guerrillas and their officers for the past 5 months, must be a storehouse of intelligence information.
I can well imagine.
Well, however, there'll be going with you an advisor who's been in that area off and on, Gunnery Sergeant Gabreski, 20 years in the Corps, thoroughly versed in counter-guerrilla warfare.
Yes, sir, I know him. When do we go?
Well, according to this, you can pick up your supplies and shove off any time. Just memorize that call sign and frequency.
All right.
Now, Greg, this entire mission's going to be kept quiet for your protection. Nobody else will be informed about it.
Thanks, Bill.
Best of luck to you.
Well, there's Father Berger. He's been here ever since Korea. Not much he doesn't know about the military. You know? He even packs an old rusty French rifle he scrounged somewhere.
Hey, you big Irishman, welcome home.
Never mind that home, Jazz.
It's good to see you,
Good
Greg.
to see you, Father. Well, I'm also glad to see you've got your flock with you.
Well, a struggle like this isn't won by bullets alone.
Oh, Father Jack, I'd like to have you meet Sergeant Bill Gabreski.
Hello, Bill. Hiya, Father. Heard a lot about the battling Padre from Skipper here.
Well, it's a strange parish where the priest has to make his rounds carrying an old rifle. But a dead priest can't help anyone. It's never loaded, though. It just gives me a little more authoritative look when I'm out being spied on.
Oh, see, Father, got a little surprise for you. Sergeant, you want to dig those out? Get them all. Here you go.
Hey, you remembered my vice.
I sure did.
Oh, wonderful. You know stogies like these are hard come by in this neck of the woods. Gee, thanks a lot, Greg.
You're welcome, Father. Well, how's it been going?
Well, not so good. We've had some bad breaks since I wrote to you last year. I guess you heard about the orphanage.
Oh, the one Lieutenant Parker and I helped you form over at Khartoum?
Uh-huh. Last month, the communists burned it to the ground. They killed 4 Vietnamese nurses and 11 of my kids. I'll never forget that day. Never. I do have some good news for you, though. Since I last wrote to you, I've heard that there's a red-headed American doctor working in that old French garrison up there behind the hills, near Dak Trong.
A redhead? Well, that's got to be Gary.
Sounded pretty good to me.
How far is it from here?
About 24 kilometers.
Well, it's only 15 miles.
Yes, but there's a large force of Vietcong that have infiltrated the hills between here and Dak Trong.
Well, I'd like to get going before the VC get wind of this.
Well, just let me get out of my cassock and into my hiking gear. We'll be on our way. Mickey, come here. This is a good lad. He's been with me for over a year. That nickname's a natural. His name is McFadden. Major Donahue, Sergeant Gabreski.
Go on.
Glad to meet a fellow Irishman, Mickey.
Hello, Mickey.
May I thank you so much for helping my country?
Well, I'm afraid this trip is a selfish one, Mickey.
To help one's brother is not selfish. Excusez-moi s'il vous plaît, mon monsieur.
Now, there's another sad case. Both of Mick's parents were hacked to death for refusing to inform the government troops when the Vietcong terrorists invaded their farm. The mother was pregnant, and they killed the baby in the womb before they finished her off. Mick was forced to watch it all, but he escaped when they tried to make him join up with them. You can imagine what his feelings are toward the Kong. Greg, I'd like Mickey to come with us. He knows this area inside out. I think you'll find him quite an asset.
Well, okay, Father, if you say so.
Okay, look, these trails are pretty rugged, so it's going to be pretty slow traveling.
Right, let's go.
Fine. Mick, come on, shake a leg.
I'd hate to lose a golf ball in this rough.
Keep alert. Mick's kept us on the main trails to save time. We're well into a danger area.
Well, let's get under cover fast. I got a creepy feeling we're being watched.
Let's keep moving, sir. I can't shake this hurry feeling we're being tailed.
Yeah. Pulled one out of a Vietnamese private's foot once. Turned out the damn thing was poisoned.
Hey, Skipper, if it's all the same to you, I'm going to double back along the trail and replant these things.
Yeah, okay, guys, just play it cool, huh? Years a Marine.
As I remember it, way back up behind that wall, there's an old abandoned French garrison. Just a bunch of old ramshackle houses that the VC are trying to rebuild.
You think Gary may be in there?
Well, I have to assume so, from what I've heard the villagers say.
Okay. It'll be dark in a couple of hours. We'll hold off until then.
I know we'll hold off until then.
May I suggest something, Major?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Mitch.
Let me go up there and look around for you.
And just how do you propose to do that?
By walking right through that gate.
Not a chance, son. You never hack it. You stay right here.
You underestimate him, Greg. He knows what he can do.
Look, Father.
Besides, it could save us a lot of grief if we knew what was back there.
I'm sorry, Nick. This is a military mission.
Major, I know as much about the military as do most of the Vietcong who are forced to fight for communism.
Just where'd you learn that from? You, Father?
A little.
Please, Major.
Okay, Mac. Just don't botch it, huh?
No, sir, Major Donahue.
And plenty of gas, eh?
Out of your National Liberation Front for about 4 weeks. No more attacking defenseless villages for you, pal. You're gonna miss that, aren't you? Aren't you gonna miss that, you pasty-faced communist fink? Yeah, you like killing women, don't you? And you like killing little kids, don't you? What I ought to put in here is some strychnine. Wouldn't that feel good instead of morphine? Sure it would. Okay, I'll have to fix this up again tomorrow. Get out of here. Ellie, the truth, out. Next, you, come on. Well, that looks familiar. Fell on one of your own little booby traps, didn't you? Sit. Well, you'd better hope for your sake that it wasn't covered with that slimy poison you guys use. This is gonna hurt you a lot more than it does me, pal. What's a kid like you doing with a gun anyway? Why aren't you out there helping your parents bring out that rice crop that's rotting in the field? What do you kill your own people for?
Too bad my men cannot understand English, Doctor. They will see how foolish you are.
Well, that must be Major Tuan. Still sneaking around eavesdropping on people, Major?
Face me! We will not stand for your colonial arrogance.
You didn't come around to give me another one of your stupid lectures, did you? Come on, get all that garbage out of your system. Wall Street warmonger, Yankee bandit, colonial imperialist. Come on, get it out of your system.
Shut up!
When are you going to realize you're not indoctrinating some punk college beatnik? You stupid jerk. Is this how you get your kicks, Major? Striking someone who can't hit you back?
Get your supply packed. We're going to leave tonight.
Are we finally going to join the 325th Division of North Vietnamese regulars?
I told you there's no Vietnamese regular in the South.
Oh, I forgot. Whatever you say, Major.
Do it! Do it!
Please, Dr. Donahue, just listen to me so that I can be of help to you. Now, you must trust me because we will have to move quickly. Word, please, not a word. Please, you must trust me. Who the hell are you? Later. Come on.
What in hell? Out there and see what's going on. Don't be a fool, Greg. Wait here.
They won't fire anymore. It's too dark for them to waste ammunition.
Maybe not. But they'll start tracking us down immediately. These Vietcong are like cats they can see in the dark. Where the heck do we go?
You will see. We join two others who are helping free. Quick now. Let's go.
Oh, my God.
Looking for you, Greg? No, I doubt it. Besides, couldn't spot us in all this foliage anyway. Come on.
These soldiers have been killed in the last, 12 hours. Obviously a Vietcong ambush. And I know what they're like. Hit the deck! Sniper! Head up the road, quick!
Doctor, you come.
Well, I'm sure that chopper pilot didn't spot us. If anything, we're scared off by the small arms fire. Well, we better scramble out of here.
Look out, Joe Win! Clunk out, Joe Win!
Greg, stand still.
Tôi chót bong tôi lo Bafu.
I know that dialect. They insist we come to their encampment and wait.
Domingo.
They want us to put our rifles down.
Okay. Father, they don't look like VC to me. Well, I'll be go to hell. Boy, is it good to see a Marine.
Oh, I'm Fred Howard.
I'm Major Greg Donahue, Fred.
How are you?
Fine, boy. I'd like to introduce the rest of the group here. That's my brother, Dr. Gary Donahue.
Doctor. Hello, Major.
And you wouldn't believe it by the way he's dressed, but that's Father Padre.
Hello, Father.
That's Mickey Finn, the fightingest little non-combatant in all of South Vietnam.
Hi, Nick.
Well, you know, this is quite a welcoming committee you've got around here, Major.
Well, they're sharp lads. Bet they have to be. With the VC as active as they are in this area, they're pretty suspicious of anyone coming in unannounced.
Yeah.
What are you doing out here in the boondocks?
Well, we are sort of a special mission, taking care of wayward American citizens here.
Well, welcome to what has been my home for the last 6 months. I'm the Marine advisor to the Vietnamese commander that protects a string of 8 strategic villages. We're situated right in the middle here.
Yeah, I pulled a similar stunt about a year ago over near Khartoum.
Well, then you know how lonely it can get.
Oh, boy, can I?
Say, what can I do for you, Major?
Well, what do you think you can reach on your radio here?
Just about anybody that's anybody.
You think you could crank her up to 331.1 and see if we can get a whistle out of somebody? Call sign is Tiger Tail.
Oh, I never heard of that one, but we can try.
Good.
Take care of these people. See that they have food, a chance to rest, and Guy and take care of his wound. Come on, Major.
Right, thanks.
Major Donahue, this is my radio man, Corporal Martin.
How are you, Corporal?
How do you do, Major?
All set for your frequency, Major.
Tiger Tail, this is Miss Muffet. Do you read? Over. Tiger Tail, this is Miss Muffet. Do you read me? Over. They're all asleep or this thing doesn't punch through. Tiger Tail, this is Miss Muffet. Do you read me? Over.
Party calling Tiger Tail. Will you say again, please? Over.
Tiger Tail, this is Miss Muffet. Do you read? Okay. Over.
Loud and clear, Miss Muffet. Hold one.
Miss Muffet, you took us by surprise. What's happening out there? Everything okay? Over.
CO. Affirmative. Have subject safe with me right here. But need transportation to home plate rather badly. Over.
Well, Raj, where are you now?
That's a good question. Where are we?
Here, right here. Here's the code, right here.
Tiger Tail, we're located at Sector Green, range 16/12, base 12, 12, over.
All right, Raj, you hold there for a while. We'll be back to you shortly. Tiger Tail out.
Well, I hear the commies are pretty active around here. How's it been going for you, Fred?
Not too bad. There's not too much infiltration around here. It happens that at night, though, they creep in here and they plant hundreds of these little anti-personnel mines around the periphery of all these villages. And then our people go out in the morning and try and dig them up without getting blown up. And then we dig them up and put them in another place. Try to catch the VC crawling back in at night. Kind of a cat and mouse game.
Lonely but not boring.
I'm afraid not. You know, the Vietnamese regimental commander in this area really knows how to use his military advisor.
Yeah?
This guy is really number one in my book. You know what he actually told me last week?
No, what's that?
He said that VC has offered $10,000 in gold for my head.
Yeah, the price is going up. Trouble is, I mean your head, not your body. It's easier to carry.
I'm afraid so. That's why the heavy guard.
Miss Muffet, this is Tiger Tail. Over.
This is Miss Muffet, Tiger Tail. Over.
Miss Muffet, you are positioned. Now, plans will be operational for a pickup at exactly negative. Make that 1600 today. Have the advisor there give you an escort to coordinates.
644 and 818.
Which is less than an hour's distance from you. We'll have a bird there in a dot. Any questions? Over.
Hold one. Do you know where coordinates 644 and 818 is?
Yeah, I know where it is. It's a drop zone for supplies in our area. We'll get you there. No sweat.
Good. Roger, Tiger Tail. 1600. No questions. Over.
Okay now, Miss Muffet. Good luck. Tiger Tail out.
Well, Father Jack, bless you. Sure appreciate everything.
Look, Greg, as long as I've come this far, I'm going to stay with you two until I see you safely aboard that helicopter.
Besides, Major, my countrymen here say they'll be glad to escort Father and me back to our village next week.
Okay. Two of the men will lead you through the minefields. Now, don't deviate a foot. And thanks for the diversion in my otherwise monotonous existence.
Fred, sure appreciate everything. Thanks a lot.
Welcome back to the States, Colonel Erickson.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, Major Donahue.
Thank you, sir.
How's that brother of yours doing?
Well, sir, to tell you the truth, I don't know. When he got back to the States 2 months ago, he immediately volunteered to go to the Congo.
Well, while you fellas were in Vietnam, we were turning out a little product of our own. Would you like to take a look?
Yes, sir.